Hey everyone, today our learning target for this week is I can add signed numbers. And what we mean by signed numbers is that they're either positive or negative. They have that sign in front, a little plus sign or negative sign. So I can add positive and negative numbers. And we're going to do some examples today. We did this in class and I wanted you to have a chance to see what we did in case you didn't get a chance to finish. And so let's take a look at that. So the first thing I want you to do is write the learning target on the top of your paper like this. I can add signed numbers. And of course what we mean by that is positive and negative numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some examples of positive numbers and negative numbers. We're going to add them together and then give the answer. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one that we did. And what I actually had you do was I just had you write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Those are going to be our positive numbers. And then for the negative numbers, we did 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I kind of scrambled them around. So I put like the negative 6 here and the negative 7 there and so on like this. So go ahead and copy those down. And we talked about is how do I add them? And the strategy we were going to use was by using the zero pairs that we did last week. How to create zeros. And so look, we talked about like over here. If I've got a negative 11, if I have a negative 11, what do I add to that to get a zero? And we realized it'd be the same number, but the opposite sign. So with a negative 11, we would add positive 11. And if we put those together, we get zero. And we're going to use that strategy to help us with these numbers. So let's go back here and look at this. Adding a 1 plus a negative 7. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to change this negative 7 so that I can cross off this 1. See how we crossed it off in class? And that's because we crossed it off with its opposite, a negative 1. And so what we did is we thought of this negative 7 instead as equaling a negative 1 plus a negative 6. The 6 and 1 made that negative 7. Negative 6, negative 1 was negative 7. And that allowed us to cross off that 1 and this negative 1 because they'll equal 0. And we're left with our answer, which was that leftover 1, negative 6. So we say 1 plus negative 7 equals negative 6. I can add positive and negative numbers. Let's take a look at the next one that we have. And we had 2 plus negative 10. And over here's where we wrote it. Can I add 2 plus negative 10? These are our two signed numbers. And the way I'm going to do it is that 2 needs to have its zero pair, its opposite. So it'll still be a 2, but it'll be negative. And there it is. But now I'm going to make that negative 10, negative 2 plus what? Well, the 2 needs a negative 8 with it to get that negative 10. So we broke this negative 10 up into two numbers, negative 2 plus negative 8. And now when I'm adding this all together, that negative 2 and that positive 2 cancel to equal 0. See in this problem here, the negative 2 part of that negative 10 cancels, and you're left with the negative 8. And so our answer is negative 8. So we did all these, and then we came down here and we made the positive numbers larger. So now I've got a 19 and a negative 11. Can I add a 19 plus a negative 11? And then this time I had to break the 19 up to have the opposite of a negative 11. And so here's the two things that canceled. They're both 11s. One's negative, one's positive. They cancel to equal 0. So this 19 here, the 11 part of it canceled with the negative 11. And we were left over with 8 more. So I have a copy of this document on your Google Classroom if you need to look at it. But this was the assignment. Really important that you do this yourself, that you write these down, you think this through so that you can start making sense of adding positive and negative numbers. All right, thank you.